Okay, so Alanza, hi. Can I ask you some questions about immigration and the elections from the United States?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so there are some certain perspectives about immigrants. Some are positive, some are negative, and some the positive and negative are explaining if they are good or bad for the country, like their development and their I don't know if they are bad for the people and their jobs and all that. But what do you think? Do you think they are positive or negative influence to the American society?
Well, I think the immigration issue is a topic that can be seen from both perspectives, like from the positive perspective, you can see that the immigrants are giving a diversity to the country. They are making the Americans learn a new type of culture, or they can even adapt that culture to their own. And well, that can be obviously seen in the descendants of those immigrants in the future generations. But obviously, it also has the bad or the negative effects. For example, the presence of immigrants in their country is making the Americans develop this discrimination or this anger rage against immigrants because they think they are losing opportunities, job opportunities, education opportunities against immigrants. They think they are making them be in their place instead of them. So the presence of these immigrants can develop all this hatred towards them and would eventually lead to a not very good society. It will lead to a society full of hurtful feelings or something like that. But it can be seen like from both perspectives. But obviously, from the good perspective, there's also that well, the United States is built from a lot of immigrants. The British immigrants were the first to settle here, so the United States has been growing because of the immigrants. So they, certain way, they need the immigrants because they're part of their identity. But they are because of the presence of the immigrants, they are starting to develop all these hatred feelings.
Okay. Um, I don't know if you know, like all the struggles immigrants have to go through just to pass the border, ignore the difficulties they have to find a job and to find a house or something. What do you think about these struggles? Like, um, yeah, how do you think it affects the immigrants or their lifestyle or how they look to the American society?
Because of the difficult traveling. Well, because the migration to the United States is very difficult because well, the border is with a lot of security and with a lot of you can say like barriers towards the immigrants. When they get to the United States, they feel like if they have uh, fulfilled one part of the goal, which is well, for many, it is to provide a good income to their family. So when they reach the United States and when they start working, they feel like they need to work a lot harder than a lot of the other workers or I don't know, study a lot harder because they think they have to fight for that opportunity. They struggle so much to get to that point that if they lose it, all the previous work will be worthless. So they need to work harder for them to keep this opportunity and to not return to the previous stage, if you can call it, because then everything will be worthless. They, the immigrants have shown to be very hard workers. Their lifestyle, they try to live as low profile as possible because well, if they are illegal, they they don't want anyone to know because or they won't be getting any jobs or they will be deported to their country, which is absolutely the opposite of what they want to. So because of all this struggle that was was a journey to travel to the United States. They need to adapt all their lifestyle. They can't live like they probably live in their origin country because they need to live according to the society, to what the people are expecting of them.
Okay. Well, you know that Donald Trump has some points of view and like bad against Mexican immigrants. But do you think that the culture influences this perspective, like because of they are Mexicans, or the nationality influences the way he's approaching this issue, or do you think like he just taking that as an example to represent the whole immigrant situation?
I think he's using Mexico as an example for all the immigrants because Mexicans are the greatest minority in the United States, which also obviously indicates that more Mexicans are traveling to the United States than the rest of the people with different nationalities. So he's using them to emphasize how great this immigrant movement is growing or developing in the United States. He doesn't want to immigrants to come here and it will take all the jobs and all the disadvantages of immigrants. But well, there is like this culture of the United States. Well, not obviously, but most of the people can think that everyone that speaks Spanish or everyone that is an immigrant, it's Mexican. So he's trying to like approach to have that approach that everyone is Mexican, so everyone is an illegal immigrant and everyone needs to be stopped. So I think he's using that approach that for all Americans to understand how the Mexicans, are the ones that are damaging their country, even though they're not all Mexicans, but it's like easier for him to reach the United States citizens.
Okay. So where there are the two parties, the Democratic and the Republicans. So to which do you identify more?
I think I identify with the Democrats because they are a more liberal party. They have these obviously more liberal ideas that are trying to help each one and to help all the minorities and all the special, well, not special, like very specific issues like immigration, for example. And well, it seems the actual president now, Obama, is a Democrat. I think that if in the next election Democrat is winner, he or she will continue with all the projects that President Obama is developing in his period in the White House. So, and well, there are a lot of ideas from President Obama that are worth continuing. So, if a Democrat is a winner, that project may continue, or well, maybe they not, but there will be a higher chance since the Republicans are a lot more conservative. They try to maintain everything as it always was, and they are seeing the Americans as the supreme race of all of them. So they don't see it like they are more than them. So
So okay. So if you identify more with the Democratic Party, do you think there's a like a specific position they have, or like they want to do something that you are interested in? Like you think that's good, or I don't know, um, like their resolutions and what they are trying to do with the country, and if you think yeah what of those do you think is good? Like what is interesting?
Okay. Well, I have read a lot recently about the campaign of Hillary Clinton, which I think is the most favorite one from the whole candidates to win the Democrats election. So I read about a lot of her proposals, and also would say that she wants to help the minorities. She wants to help the young, and she wants to help them get all of these opportunities that they have been removed from them throughout the years. For example, she agrees with President Obama that Donald Trump's comments are totally wrong. They are against what the United States was founded. For example, um, I don't remember exactly the quote, but she said that the United States wasn't built about on the idea that they should close doors and just um, give opportunity to the Americans, but they want to open their doors for everyone, immigrants and a lot of from people from different nationalities to come to the United States and live what everyone knows as the American dream. So Hillary Clinton's proposal, I think that they are my favorite ones, obviously, since she's trying to help a lot of the immigrants and a lot of the immigrant minorities.
Okay, so if you were chosen to be, I don't know, like president of the United States, what law or what would you do to try to solve the immigration problem?
I was the president. I think I would try. Well, I would want to try first to reduce all the thoughts or the hatred towards immigrants. Maybe through different campaigns or different publicity of my government to diminish this discrimination, this hatred towards immigrants. And well, I think it could be accomplished because, well, it has shown it's something I think very similar to what the white Americans think previously of the black Americans. So I think it's a very similar process, and I think it's a process that can be done. So that would be like my first, task or my first thing to accomplish, so that I can continue with giving, I don't know, maybe a lot of more opportunities to the immigrants, and maybe like making the green card process a lot faster, getting the green card a lot faster, and well, obviously if they show like they have an honest way of life or that they have, I don't know, if they have like the necessity or the correct way of working, it will be a process a lot easier if they shouldn't, because well, if they are on the university, it's for something, so they need that regarding support to get jobs or to go to get a medical care or something. So that would be like a second task, and maybe develop a new type of, well, not a new type, but like give a more humane, make the police in the border make do a more humane treat towards the immigrants that, well, if they are being deported. So for example, there are a lot of private prisons that are special to immigrants. They are staying there while they are being deported or when all the process gets resolved. But the government is funding these private prisons, but they are not the ones that administrate them or the ones that they are in charge of them. Don't use those funds correctly. They don't. It's kind of. They kind of, in a certain way, they torture them. They don't give them food, or they hit them, or they give them in these bad conditions that it doesn't match with all the funds that they are receiving from the government. So they need to develop these new these new ideas or these new programs towards the list so that they give that immigrants a better treatment and for the immigrants to know that by living in America they can be safe. I mean they shouldn't be scared of coming to America